Hey, Lonnie, are you there? This is important. We need to talk right now. I need to ask something of you. It's quite urgent, so you need to reply to me when you see my message.
Huh? Is that you, Ollie? It's barely the afternoon. Why are you messaging me? Shouldn't you be doing work right now?
That's not the issue at the moment. This is about me for once. So you need to listen to me, as it's a really pressing issue.
Okay then. So what's going on? What did you want to talk about?
Our marriage certificate was left at the front door entrance. What do you intend to do with this piece of paper? What's the meaning of this?
Wait, what are you talking about? Oh, that thing! Oh, I think I know. Actually, your mother came by and dropped it off at the house. She brought it over for you.
My mother? She brought it over? What do you mean?
Well, I was about to leave the house and I go to open the front door and I bumped into her there. She kept talking about when we were going to get married, but I needed her to stop as I was running late to go to the airport. I thought that I would make it in time to the airport and catch my flight, but because I was late, they wouldn't check me in, so I went home. But the marriage certificate was put in my handbag as your mother forced it in there before I left the house. It's not something that I wanted to take with me on my business trip. So I left it in the entrance because I was in such a hurry.
Are you for real? She actually came over and gave you the papers before your business trip? That's gotta be some sort of joke, right?
But I can understand where your mother's coming from by giving us those papers to look at.
Huh? What do you mean by that? You're not seriously siding with her about this, are you?
Well, since she was there, I thought it would have been the best opportunity to hear her out, so I listened to everything she said and took it all in straight away.
Huh? You took what in? What exactly did she say to you?
Haven't you been reading any of the messages I've sent? About marriage, of course. Don't you remember we started dating when I was 23 and you just turned 29 and then a year and a half later you proposed to me? Then we started living in the same place together right after that. Nothing else has happened since then. It's already been 5 years since you proposed to me and that you made a promise to marry me. Are you still up for marrying me or what? I've been waiting so long.
But wait a second. Is that why you brought up the subject of the marriage papers sitting in front of our entrance?
You brought it up. I'm just telling you that I've waited so long. Your own mother seems to be sick of waiting as well, as she was the one that came over with the documents in her hand.
Oh my god. Lonnie, you're so impatient when it comes to getting married, aren't you?
I can't believe what I'm hearing right now. I just booked myself on the next flight out of here, so I'm about to board it. We'll continue this conversation when I get home tomorrow after this business trip.
Huh? What? You want to continue talking about this marriage stuff?
Well, since it's been brought up by your mother and also myself, there's no better opportunity to talk about it than right now, in the present day, Ollie. If you think about it, messaging about it is not the best place to talk about something this important. Let's just make a time to talk about it face to face so we can openly communicate and hear each other's thoughts on the matter.
Ugh. I don't know about all of that. It sounds like a lot of work just talking about it.
Hi, sweetheart. Are you there, Lonnie? Is now a good time for us to talk? Oh, hi, Mom. How are you doing? I'm currently at a hotel as I'm on a business trip. I hope you don't mind. Oh, really? You're at a hotel? You're on a business trip again? Yeah, it's been super busy in the office lately. I was assigned to a different department because of a change they underwent 6 months ago. The department has been sending me to different parts of the country, so I don't really have much of a choice but to go. It's great that you're able to get so much out of your job and that you can see different areas of the country. But what does Ali have to say about you going here, there, and everywhere? Oh, Ali? I mean, he's not really mentioned much about my business trip or how much I'm not at home. When I told him that I had been assigned to a department that required me to go on a lot of business trips, his response was, right, okay. He didn't seem to be listening or didn't care. Maybe my thinking is a little bit old-fashioned. But it's not good for a couple who've been living together for 5 years with not much intention on getting married to be having such different lifestyles. Well, I guess it doesn't help that Ali's father passed away after being hospitalized for such a long time. I think it's because a lot of things happened and you both haven't found the right time to get married. But it's still been 5 years. Don't you think it's because you both have different values? That's why nothing's happened? Yeah, you could be onto something there, Mom. I really don't know what to do about it. Well, it could be related to that, but I don't either, Lonnie. What's up, Mom? What are you thinking? Maybe I could offer you to go on a blind date with someone else. That could push Ali into making a decision, right? What the heck, Mom? Why would I do that when I'm engaged? I don't know the full details, but your father will explain it to you over the phone. If you don't have much time right now, maybe we can discuss this later? Yeah, I'm a bit busy right now. Okay, let's just talk about this later. But I'm hearing what you're saying now. Hello, Ali? Are you there? I just wanted to let you know that I walked through the door just now. Are you still at work? What are you up to?
No, I'm not at work right now. I'm currently at a cafe using their Wi-Fi.
Huh? What are you doing there for? I know that we've got Wi-Fi at home, right?
I know, but I don't want to be at home at the moment. You kept going on and on about marriage this, marriage that. I don't want to hear any of it right now.
Hey, well, I was being serious yesterday. I feel like I should be after waiting this long. I can't avoid this any longer because some people are urging us to get married already. Don't you think it's fair to talk about it?
Oh, come on, Lonnie. Don't ask those sort of things.
What's so funny, Ali? I'm trying to have a decent conversation with you about us. I've just turned 30 and you've just turned 35. We should be talking more about this. If you want to get married to me, then let's do it. If you don't, then you need to say so. Can't you just give me a clear decision?
Even though you say that to me, I just don't know. I want to continue living with you, but if we're to get married, there would be so many things that would bother me.
What things would bother you, Ali? I don't get it. What would be so different?
There's just various things that would bother me, such as relationship with relatives, having to interact with each other's parents, and whether to have children.
I don't think we'd have much to do with the rest of our relatives and just have more focus on each other. I don't think my parents would mind if we were a bit distant from them after we got married.
But would that really happen, though? There are times when things change suddenly when two people get married, though.
Don't you think you're being a bit two-faced about this? I don't get why you are. Also, when it comes to having kids, I don't mind if we have them or not. It's not a huge deal breaker for me. I'd also be fine with living as a couple forever if we couldn't have children. But if we do decide to have children, by the time we try, it might be too late for me to get pregnant without too many complications. There are more physical limitations when it comes to raising children at an older age, you know. That's why I think it's important to think about all these things in advance so that decisions can be made and that we know what we want.
I guess I see your point, but I don't want to have to worry about what we're discussing about in the future, so...
I see what you mean. I know that you're that kind of person. So it's best to talk about it sooner rather than later?
I guess so, but... I don't know about something like this.
Huh? What do you mean? I'm a bit confused. You need to be more specific.
It just seems like you're giving me no choice but to marry you. Like, don't you think you're putting a lot of pressure on me?
I guess so, but I wouldn't describe it like that. Rather that I'm checking to see if you have any desire in marrying me. That's why we've been talking about the pros and cons from both points of view. Look, if you've got something to say, it would be best if you say it now. I'll also use it as a base to make future decisions.
Okay then, I suppose we better talk some more. What do we do about dividing our things in the property?
Huh? What do you mean by that? Are you planning on dividing our assets even before we could get divorced and get married?
Wait a second. No, I don't think that's quite what I meant. Honestly, I'm not quite sure what I mean anymore.
If you've got any complaints about us, I would like you to take the opportunity to speak out about them right now.
No, that's not it either. I don't think I've got any complaints. I'm just wondering how I can word what I'm about to say. Just so that I can get my point across without you interrupting. What about being the breadwinner of the family? I guess I might not be ready for that kind of responsibility yet. Am I?
I don't want to put the financial burden solely on you to earn for us. I've mentioned that before, and I intend to continue working at my job after we get married.
I'm actually quite relieved for you to say that, but I guess maybe this isn't the right time to be trying to step up to be the sole earner. Is it?
Does that mean that you want more time to think about what you want? You do realize that it's been over 5 years since you proposed to me, right?
Look, I know that. It's just so hard to think about so many things at once. This is just giving me so much trouble and it's bothering me a lot.
Huh? I really don't get it. What's the problem, Ollie?
I just want to live like we have been for now. If you're the one who wants to get married, then I see no point in continuing on with this relationship. If you don't like that idea, then don't say anything about it. If you keep pressing me to get married one more time or before I feel like getting married, I'll just say goodbye now. That's the idea I've got.
Oh, okay. I see. I guess I understand. I'll just leave it at that then. So, I guess you don't want me mentioning anything about marriage ever again. Is that it?
Oh my gosh, Lonnie. It's about time that you caught on. I don't see any point on bringing up marriage ever. Haha. Surely you understand that. The way things are now is the easiest way for us, right?
No, I don't understand. I have the exact opposite opinion, so I think I'll continue talking about marriage.
What? Did you see what I just wrote? Did you even read my message?
If that's the conclusion you've come to, Ollie, I don't want to be any part of it. From here, this is the end of us. Goodbye and good luck with everything, Ollie.
Are you serious? Lonnie! Lonnie! Can you reply to me, please?
Hi, Mom. I hope you're doing well. You know how yesterday you mentioned something about a blind date? I think we can go ahead with that, and I'm fine doing it. Hi, Lonnie. Is that all right? What made you change your mind? Yeah, I've had enough of Ollie. I can't get anywhere with him. In my mind, messaging was my last option after not being able to talk to him face to face. He was too afraid to face me and just ran off to do whatever he does by himself. Wait, what? He ran away from you? Yeah. When I messaged him saying that I just got back from my business trip, he said that he went to a cafe to use their Wi-Fi. Ah, okay. That's no good, my dear Lonnie. I'm so sorry that things aren't going so well. I guess he just is scared to talk about marriage. If he could just run away like that in such a natural way, then he obviously doesn't want to change anything. It's so frustrating! Still, I managed to message him and talk about things, but it was such a waste of time and energy. He's just impossible to deal with right now. Yeah, I bet. Well, I hope it can get you sorted out. Let's try to forget about him dragging you along for nothing.
Hey! Lonnie! What the heck's going on right now? You need to be straight with me. Where are all your things? There's hardly anything left in the apartment. Everything's gone.
It's because I stayed up all night packing my bags and moving out.
But why are you moving out? I don't understand.
Well, you were the one that confirmed it for me that we were never going to get married to each other. So that's why we're splitting up and I'm never coming back here.
What? I'm so confused. Just because I didn't want to get married doesn't mean I don't want to live with you. You can't just move out.
We're officially no longer living together, Ollie. It's over. Why should I live and be with you if you won't marry me?
I knew you'd be like this. Is it because I'm being too one-sided about marriage? Is that it?
Are you even thinking about us and what I want for the future?
But aren't things just fine the way they are right now? Why do you need to complicate it with getting married? Well, I hate to see you go like this. Just because I won't marry you?
That's just it, Ollie. I don't understand why you won't marry me after 5 years. Plus, you used my earnings as an excuse to keep yourself from getting a job, didn't you?
Huh? What are you talking about? I'm employed. What do you mean?
I heard that you had a huge falling out with your boss just over 3 months ago. Then you went and quit your job.
Wait, what? How'd you know about that? Who told you?
I've actually known about this for a little while, but I only really found out the details recently. My father is a factory manager, and he was a former business partner of your boss.
What? Your father knew my boss? They were once business partners? How did I not know about this?
Although I'm not directly involved with what my father does for work, so I kept quiet about it. I thought that it would be difficult for you if you knew that my father was business partners with your boss. It could have made things more awkward than they were. I used to sometimes see you go to his office from time to time when you were in sales. However, I haven't seen you in the past 3 months. Your successor in sales told me that you'd quit your job. I had to find out through him and not you.
But that's crazy how you found all that out. I didn't want you to find out like that.
You quit because you kept yelling at your boss for the own mistakes you were making. You can't just blame others for what you've done wrong. My father was able to tell me everything he knew about it. You've really become the man who has become accustomed to running away from his responsibilities. And of course it doesn't make me happy.
I suppose now you know everything, I need to hurry up and get another job soon. You know if I do that, it'll be the same as before.
I just don't understand why you'd hide something like you quitting your job from me. Why did you?
I don't have to explain why. I did that. I just did, okay? Why do you want me to explain so much to you?
You give me nothing, Ollie. That's the part I'm starting to hate about us being together. I can't do this anymore. So without further ado, I'll say my goodbyes. Enjoy looking for a new job to support yourself.
Lonnie, I really need to talk to you. I've managed to prepare everything for us. Let's get married.
Huh? Who is this? Is that you, Ollie? Why the heck are you asking me this now?
Does that matter? Let's just get married. I'm ready for this.
Are you for real? It's been over a year since we split. Don't you realize that we are over? We're done. I stopped living with you. I stopped all contact with you. Don't you realize what a separation is? Why are you even proposing to me after all this time and not being together?
Because I've got myself sorted and I'm ready to take the next step with you. I've got myself another job. I can put money towards the ceremony and we can get back together. We can live together again.
Ali, I'm already married to someone else, though. It's not going to work out.
Huh? What are you talking about? How can you be married? We only broke up a year ago. Have you moved on?
After I broke up with you, my father set me up on a blind date with another man. I went on a date with him and we really hit it off. We share similar values, we're able to communicate our thoughts and feelings really well, and so it was a no-brainer but to go out with him. I found my person, and so we decided to get married, and that's what we did. There was no hesitation or going back and forth.
This has got to be some kind of sick joke, right?
I don't need to explain myself to you anymore. You didn't give me what I needed, and you never will. I no longer need your contact details anymore.
But you can't just do this to me. I want to get back together. I finally realized what I want.
It's too late. I'm going to block you now. Don't ever try and contact me ever again. Goodbye. He's just being the same as always. So I thought to myself, I'll block him from contacting me. Actually, I had vaguely heard about his situation after our breakup from his acquaintances. Apparently, 2 of my friends who I thought were single got married really quickly. It seems that they were pressured to get married by their mothers and to have grandchildren as soon as possible. Ali's mother was getting impatient and told him to get a job and propose to me. He got a job, but it was only part-time. He's not really earning a lot of money, according to my acquaintance. When he found out about my marriage, he lost all motivation, and he started to be absent from work and was then fired for missing work all the time. Recently, he's been looking after a bunch of kids at his parents' house. It seems that every day there's a battle between him and his mother about what he's done to his life.
Hey, do you have a sec? There's something that I need to tell you.
You have something to say? Over text? Why don't you just come here and say it to me in person? I mean, we share the same house after all. It's better to talk eye to eye, don't you think?
Well, maybe you should reflect on why I don't want to talk to you in person. Honestly, just the mere glimpse of your face and the slightest noise of your voice makes me nauseous, I swear.
Sweetie, there's really no need to use such awful language with me. I was just making a suggestion.
Don't call me sweetie, and stop pretending to be my mom. You'll never replace her. Got it? You may have been married to my dad, but you will never be my mother. Never. So, stop bossing me around. I hate it when you act like that.
I see what you mean, and I am sorry if I overstepped a boundary somewhere. I don't mean to do that, but I really don't see why something as small as this needs to turn into such a huge fight. I mean, I've been married to your father for 10 years now. We've lived together a whole decade. I thought we would have gotten along better by now. Especially now more than ever since your poor father passed away. It's just the two of us. So we'll have to learn to get along better.
What? No way am I staying with you any longer than necessary. I want you out of the house as soon as possible. Do you get me?
Excuse me? I'm sorry, but you want me to leave the house?
Yeah, duh. That's what I just said. That is what this whole conversation is about. Actually, this is something that has been on my mind since Dad's funeral the other day. Now that he's gone, you're not his wife anymore. And there's nothing else tying us together as a family anymore either. You're nothing to either him or me now. Do you get it? And because of that, you don't belong in this house anymore. That's why I need you out of here as soon as possible.
Wait, hold on a second. I'm sorry, but I don't think that I'm following here. Where is all this coming from all of a sudden?
Didn't you read what I just wrote? This isn't out of the blue, okay? Ugh, you never hear me out. I never liked having you around, and I never approved of you and my dad getting hitched. I've always been trying to think of ways to get you out of this house, and now I have the perfect reason. I only have one mom. You just barge into our lives pretending to be someone you're not. Do you really think I could ever stand someone I felt that way about? Do you even think I would desire something like that? That is why I'm seizing this opportunity to boot you out, so I never have to put up with you in my life, ever again.
But, okay, look, Gabriella, I've known since before we got married that you never liked me, maybe even hated me. But I pretended not to see it, but to try and force me out of the home where I'd been living the past 10 years of my life so soon after the funeral.
That's correct. And since Dad's gone, there's no one left to defend you. No one else welcomed you into our home, which is full of memories of my family, my true mom and dad, and just let you ruin it all. Besides, this house was my dad's, which means it's mine now, and I can do whatever I please with it. So, hurry up and leave already.
But Gabriella, if I leave now, you'll be all by yourself in this big place. Have you ever lived on your own before? Do you even know how to take care of yourself?
Of course I can look after myself. I'm going to be 18 soon, which would make me legally an adult. It's no big deal for me living alone. Do you think I'm too frail or dumb to be able to do it? Or are you just mocking me now?
No, Gabriella, of course I'm not trying to belittle you in any way. I would never do that. I'm just concerned about you is all. Cleaning and cooking are one thing, but how will you get the money to pay for everything that comes with living alone?
Shut up and get off my back. I thought I told you that you're not my mom and you shouldn't pretend to be.
But you're going to be in college soon. I'm just wondering from where you're going to find the money you need to survive. I mean, even what you inherited from your dad won't last forever, you know.
Well, who asked you to worry about me anyways, huh? I certainly don't remember ever asking for your input. As for money, I'll think of something and make my own way in life. I really don't think it'll be as simple to do as you think. How many times do I have to tell you, just mind your own business? This is why I hate talking to you. Just leave me alone already, okay? Why don't you go pack your stuff and leave, like I told you?
Well, I guess if that's really how you feel about everything, then I really have no choice but to go. But can you at least give me some more time to prepare my things? I understand that you want me out as soon as possible, but even so, it's not that simple. And I have lots of things I need to get done before I can make it happen. I haven't even gone through all your dad's things to sort through them.
No, I won't be letting you do that. Who knows what you might try to steal if I let you go through all my dad's stuff? And besides, if I let you stay any longer, you'll just find some reason to extend your stay and so on, and nothing will change. Did you really think I'd let you get away with that? Now, I want you out of the house by the time we finish with the funeral process. I'm his daughter, which means that I get to choose who lives in his house after he's gone. And I've decided the one person the Collins house definitely doesn't need is you. So, if you really understand where I'm coming from, you just shut up, pack your things, and leave.
I understand. I guess I just never realized how strongly you felt about living together with me. I'll leave the house. I promise. And I promise that I'll never come back once I'm gone. But I just want to let you know that things might get really tough for you once I'm gone. You're not going to regret this, are you?
Me? Regret kicking you out? As if. It'll be more like a dream come true than anything.
Hey, Gabriella. I just wanted to text you and let you know that I've finished moving all my stuff out of the house. I also wanted to take a moment to thank you for everything, even though we didn't always see eye to eye.
And who gave you the green light to text me? Did I ever ask about your moving progress? Did I mention needing a report from you? Frankly, if you're not going to respect my wish to cut ties, I'll just go ahead and block you.
No, you're right. I'm sorry for reaching out like this. You won't hear from me again after this, I promise. But there's one last thing about the house's rent. I know it's been a tough month, so you won't have to pay this time. However, starting next month, I'll need to collect rent from you.
Rent? For what exactly? The house? What on earth are you talking about?
Well, yes, I'm talking about the house, actually. Because we've been living together as a family this whole time, it wasn't necessary. But since you don't want anything to do with me as your family anymore, that just makes me your landlord now.
Have you completely lost your mind? Why would I pay you rent to stay in my dad's house?
Why, you ask? Well, because the house is actually under my ownership.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? I don't understand.
What? Gabriella, had you not heard about that? Yes, I hold the deed to the house where we all used to live.
What? That's not true. You're just making this up. I've lived here even before you and my dad got married. This house belongs to my family. You don't have any ownership.
Actually, yes. Your dad did possess the house's title, but I bought it from him around 6 or 7 years ago, I believe. Back when your grandma fell victim to those telephone scammers and lost a lot of money. You might have been too young to recall, but it was a devastating situation. That's when I offered to help pay off all her debts. Your dad was incredibly grateful and gave me the house in return.
And just where did you come into so much money, huh? I've never once seen you go to work in the whole time that I've known you. You're just a housewife.
A housewife? Oh, Gabriella, that is just not true. I run my own company. Did you really not know about that at all?
You do what? Since when?
We manage everything online. All our staff work remotely, and we don't even maintain an office. We could all commute if we wanted to. I suppose it's hard to realize since I spent so much time at home. But a lot of that time, I'm essentially working as company president.
I can't believe this. You keep lying to me.
Gabriella, it's not a lie. I swear it. That's how I was able to help out your grandma after she was scammed.
So you're telling me the truth?
Absolutely. I wouldn't lie to you. Do you totally believe me when I say the house is mine? Anyway, The rent for next month is $2,000, okay?
$2,000? There's no way I can afford to pay that.
Well, you can't reside in a place without owning it and not expect to pay rent. Besides, I recall you mentioning something about becoming an independent adult who can fend for herself.
Well, yeah, I said that, but I had no idea about all this until now.
What did you think would happen? Were you planning to squeeze the money out of me whenever you needed it? Hoping I'd foot the bill while you flaunted your house? An independent adult would never do that, right?
Of course, I wasn't planning on using you for money. It's just that $2,000 is a huge amount all at once.
I understand, but in the end, I'm the property owner. So if you're pushing me away to live on your own, you'll have to pay the rent to your landlord, which is me.
Hold on. Can't we find a way to discuss this? How about a compromise?
I won't charge you for rent for the first 3 months. But if you don't show any progress by then, I'll have to evict you anyway. I'm swamped right now, so let's continue this conversation later. I'll send you all the rental paperwork this week. Keep an eye on your mailbox. Take care.
Wait, don't hang up. We're not done talking yet. Lainey, are you there? I have something I need to talk to you about.
Oh, Gabriella. Sure, what can I do for you?
Well, the thing is, I guess what I wanted to ask is, I'm just wondering if you've forgiven me yet.
Forgiven you for what? What are you talking about?
Well, it's just that I guess earlier I might have possibly lost my temper a bit and, well, anyways, I've calmed down a bit now and realized that I might have made a little mistake.
I'm sorry, but I don't quite know what you're talking about. I realize this might be hard for you right now, but could you please just tell me what exactly you're talking about?
I'm trying, but I guess what I'm trying to tell you really is that I think if you wanted to come back home now, that'd be okay with me.
Oh. Really? Did something change? I feel you just threw me out of the house. Why the sudden turn?
Well, yeah, I did do that. But then with you gone, I guess I kind of realized just how much you did around the house and how much there is to do without you. So, I guess that's why.
I think you should just really say what you're actually thinking. It'd save us both so much time. But if you're starting to see that managing a house all on your own is hard work, then yes, I completely agree with you. And so now, I'm guessing that you don't have the money to pay rent? That you've changed your mind about kicking me out?
I mean, if you word it like that, then...
You know, even if I decided to pass up on everything, that Grayson left me in the will and give it to you, I still don't think you'd have enough to be able to buy the house back for me anyways. And even if you used it to pay rent on this place, unless you found a job to help supplement that, you'd burn through your inheritance pretty quickly, I'd bet. And all of that is not even mentioning all the other expenses you'd be paying that weren't rent.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I'm figuring out. And on top of that, it's so hard to keep a place this big clean, and I hate having to cook for myself every day. Then I have my classes and homework to worry about. Plus I have to think of how I can afford the rent. It's just been making me feel ill both physically and mentally.
But of course it is. I figure that living on your own might be especially hard for someone like you. I hope the cooking is going well, because I don't remember you helping out in the kitchen once, ever. And yet for some reason you thought you were ready to maintain a whole house by yourself?
You're right. And I guess I just never realized all the things that you actually did do for all of us when we lived together. That's why I want to really, sincerely apologize for the bratty attitude that I treated you with the other day. I promise to never throw you out of the house again. You always pretended not to see how I really felt about you, but I don't want you to do that anymore. I promise that I'll do my best to see that we get along. So please come back.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But I just apologized.
You hated me so much that you couldn't hold back from throwing me out of my own house just days after your dad's funeral. And now you only want me to come back because you're getting a taste of the real world. And you're realizing that it's not so easy on your own. I mean, have you put any thought into how you're going to go on like this?
But I apologized. I thought about what I did and realized just how much trouble I caused you over the years. Please, I'm sorry. What else can I say?
And I think that you're just saying that you're sorry. But the only real reason that you want me back is because you realized how hard it is to do things on your own. So now you want the person that used to cook and clean for you to come back and do all of that once again.
No, that's not true. I promise. I really do want to make up with you and try and be friends.
Well, that's the thing, Gabriella. I don't. I mean, come to think of it, I don't really have a single happy memory of interacting with you. I've worked so hard for so many years to try and get you to notice and appreciate me. But all you've done for the past 10 years is either ignore me or hurl abuse at me. You've only ever used my presence in this house for your own convenience. Even if you didn't realize it until just now, I really don't think I owe you the forgiveness you're looking for.
Please don't say that. Surely we can talk this out. Please, I can't do this on my own. Please, Mom, I'm begging you.
I thought you and I were nobody to each other. Why are you pretending like you're my daughter now?
How could you?
Anyways, I'll be expecting next month's rent soon. I'll send you my bank info soon. You can just make the payments through there, okay? See ya!
Wait, please, it wasn't supposed to happen this way. I apologized. I reflected on my actions. Please come back to me.
And so, after that, Gabriella kept trying to apologize. But honestly, it was clear that her main motives were centered around avoiding chores and dodging the rent. I eventually reached the point where I couldn't tolerate that attitude anymore, so I decided to take a different approach and got in touch with Grayson's older sister. She agreed to take Gabriella under her wing, aiming to instill some proper manners before college. With her experiencing raising 5 kids, 2 boys and 3 girls, who've all turned into wonderful adults, I feel she was the best person to teach Gabriella a thing or two about housekeeping, budgeting, and general etiquette. Meanwhile, I've been taking care of our now empty old house. I'm keeping it well maintained, hoping that one day, Gabriella might actually mature into a self-sufficient adult. When that moment arrives, I plan to hand the house over to her. No strings attached. That will also be the day I gracefully step out of her life. Living with Gabriella again isn't something I'd want. But as the daughter of the man I loved, I genuinely wish for her to find her own path to happiness. So, that's the update for now. I appreciate you joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this story, a thumbs up would be awesome. And hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can catch more content like this in the future. Thanks for tuning in!